Hey guys, here to do another review today. This time it's a requested figure from, what was his name? Grimlock3, I think. Sorry about not doing this sooner, mate, but being busy in general shit. Anyway, onto the figure. Today I'm doing Black Convoy, as he's known in Japan, or as we know and love him, he is Scourge, the true Nemesis Prime in my eyes. All these other Nemesis Primes are just really crappy repaints that were not necessary. This, however, obviously a repaint of a Generation 2 figure, a very, very good Generation 2 figure, by the way, very good figure. But he was in a story. He had a point. There was some actual TV time where he was in. I know Nemesis Prime in Armada was in, but he wasn't really a character. He was just there for one episode. And as you can see, he's a lovely, lovely oil carrier truck transport thingy. Bit like Octane, but obviously much, much cooler than Octane. He's a lovely black and silver colour. I'll show you this side of my tanker, because this side has randomly a scratch on it. You can't see it on camera, but it irritates me to no end. I do love the black colours on it, and you can tell mine is the Japanese one, because on the back there, on the license plate, it says Black Convoy, while the US version, and the European version all say Scourge. So you know, that's one way you can tell them apart. Obviously it comes off like any other trailer, so you just have good old Scourge. You're supposed to attach the sword underneath him there, but it's quite fiddly, so I don't ever bother really. Trying to decide what to show you first. I'll show you his trailer transformed into his little battle base thingy, and then I'll show you Scourge when I'm ready. So I'll see you in a moment. Right guys, and we're back, and this is Scourge's very big, very awkward to handle base. Just like Metroplex, these and Triptychon, these bits flop down, so it has to be balanced on the ground. And you can see how long it is. I have to lean quite a way back to get it all on camera. But I'll show you each part of it, because that'll be a lot easier on me. This part here is some kind of disc cannon thing. You load the discs in the top there, into that bit, twist the other nozzly bit, and it shoots them out. And it's on a ball joint where it's on some kind of rotating joint, so you can aim it, and you can aim it up slightly. So you know, that's quite nice. Yeah, I suppose that's all I can say. I mean, it's a nice little gimmick to have on to give it some extra weaponry bits on the top where you put the oil usually. So that is that part. This part is probably the worst part of him, personally. You see this cannon here, this and this big tube. That leads around to the I'm sorry, I have to look in the camera just to make sure I get it all on. This leads around to this silly little air pressure thing. You push that, it blows air out of here, and you get these crappy rockets that you kind of shove on, like a crappy condom. You shove it, and it should shoot out, but they never work too well. They're not desperately good. I only know that they've used this kind of thing for Generation 2 figures, and yeah, only Generation 2 figures I think, and a couple of crappy repaints for it as well. Right, over to the final part, which is a very cool looking little missile launcher there, which is on a ball joint and can, well, turn all the way around. Looks slightly up and looks slightly down. It doesn't have a huge range of motion, but still quite nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apparently you can shove 5 rockets in here. I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever got this trailer out, because once I'm done with it, it's probably going back in its box. So, but this is probably one of the nicer pieces, I think. Can Scourge hold? Yeah, it looks like Scourge can hold that as well. One thing I forgot to add on was this little bit here. I guess it's some kind of antenna thingy, but you know, whatever, I don't care. That you take it off, and it is Scourge's little beam gun thingy. Nice timing, YouTube. Sorry, Hotmail. So yeah, that's quite a nice little thing. The base overall, you know, it's trailer bases for me have never been that important. Like G1 Primes, it was alright. It had roller, so you can't diss it too much. Armada Primes, well, that was shite. Because let's be fair, he turned into a giant brick once he used it. Super Lynx was crap because it was a Power Ranger base, as I called it, because of all of his little components, which were very similar to Power Rangers in my eyes. Galaxy Force, another combining one. So, you know, this is probably one of the better ones, I think. It looks quite menacing, it looks quite powerful, so, you know, it's not a bad base overall, but no one really buys a Transformer for their weird little base mode. They buy it for the robot, and I'm going to transform Scourge and get back to you with the last part of it. And we're back, guys, and this is possibly one of the best Prime molds they've made, in my opinion, because obviously this was off a Generation 2 Prime, Laser Battle Prime or something, I don't know. The Japanese have done a reissue of the figure, so you know. He is extraordinarily good. He has movement forwards and backwards in the legs. He bends at the knee as well, which is quite cool. He has waist movements. I love the clicking sound as well. I know I love mess with all of it. Listen. I bet you love it, don't you? His arms, they don't twist all the way around, do they? They twist to about that angle, and then you can twist them the other way to there. But you know, you don't really want a huge... Well, I suppose if you wanted his arms in the air, but I don't know why they've done that. I can only assume there's some part in the actual joint itself that doesn't allow you to do it. But he's got bending at the elbow and twisting as well, which is very cool. And he's got a twisting head. And obviously with Generation 2 figures and Generation 1 figures, this was extremely, extremely rare to have any kind of figure that had this much articulation and that looked this damn good. As for this figure, the colours are really nice. Grey, turquoisey blue, black and red. And silver, obviously, made a really, really good combination instead of what Hasbro's obviously just doing at the moment, getting a Prime mold and going black, red, and then that would be their Nemesis Prime. This is a very good figure because it's not just black. It is a lot of different shades of darkish colours that work really well together, in my opinion, anyway. Another way you can tell if yours is a Japanese one is you see the symbols on his arms. They're upside down. It's not a sticker error, that's how it's meant to be for some reason. If you actually watch the show, you'll notice he has these upside down stickers. I have no idea why, but you know, go with it. It's Japanese manga style at its best, I suppose. Only problem is, I'm not sure I really like the gun. It seems like it should be longer. There should be more to it than it just ending. It's kind of like a Target Master. It looks a little like Aimless, because Aimless doesn't fall. Well, it doesn't for a gun. It looks quite short, and if you compare the two size-wise, you know, try and get it straight. Yeah, there's not a lot of length to either of them. But you know, Scourge, awesome figure to get. I cannot recommend this higher. It's one of my favorite. Well, yeah, actually it is. It's one of my favorite figures, I think. Mainly because it's such a good mold. It's really good use of colors. Very cool transformation. Easy to do. Trailer, well, you know, whatever. Who cares? The figure's the one you want. If you can get him, get him. Get either a Scourge. If you can't get Scourge, find a Laser Prime. Or you can get the E-Hobby variant, which is an Ultra Magnus one, which again is very, very nice. Can't recommend this higher. Hope this was a good review. I hope you enjoyed it. Grimlock 3, if I got your name right. And thanks for watching, and see you again later, guys.